One of Seneca's most impactful teachings is his emphasis on living in the present moment. It reminds us that the past is gone and the future is certain, so the only moment we really have is now. Seneca teaches us that we should not be hostage to worries about the past or the future, but rather fully enjoy the present. Imagine this as a unique opportunity that you cannot miss. It's not because things are difficult that you should avoid them. It's because you don't face things that they become difficult. This encourages us to embrace challenges head-on and live each moment with awareness and gratitude. Now, I know this may seem easier said than done, but over the years I've learned to practice mindfulness, which is the art of being aware of the present. This involves simply paying attention to your actions, your thoughts, and the world around you without judgment. It's a practice that can help us find serenity and more fully enjoy life's journey. Remember, every moment spent worrying about the past or anxious about the future is a moment we miss in the present. So I invite you to reflect on how you can apply this advice to your lives and begin to live more fully in the present moment. Another powerful piece of advice from Seneca that has stayed with me over the decades is his teaching on controlling emotions. Seneca firmly believed that our emotions can be our greatest allies or our worst enemies, depending on how we manage them. He urges us not to be dominated by negative emotions, such as anger, fear, or anxiety. Instead, we must learn to master and act wisely, even in moments of great emotion. Seneca introduces us to the idea of men's premeditation, which involves anticipating challenges and difficulties and preparing ourselves emotionally to face them. Over the years, I have applied this philosophy to my own life. When I encounter stressful or conflicting situations, I try to pause, take a deep breath, and reflect on the best way to respond rather than reacting impulsively. Not only has it helped me stay calm in difficult times, but it has also helped me make wiser, more compassionate decisions. Controlling our emotions does not mean suppressing them, but rather understanding them and directing them in a constructive way. It is a skill that can be cultivated with practice and self-discipline. Therefore, I invite you to consider how you can apply emotion management to your own lives. Remember that by mastering your emotions, you will become more resilient and able to deal with life's ups and downs with serenity and equanimity. Another fundamental principle of Stoicism that I learned from Seneca is the importance of appreciating simplicity. In a world often obsessed with the relentless pursuit of wealth and excess, Seneca reminds us that true wealth lies in simplicity. He encourages us not to give in to the attempt of unrestrained consumption, but rather to value what is essential. The constant search for more material wealth can actually trap us in a cycle of dissatisfaction and anxiety. Instead, Seneca invites us to reflect on what really matters in our lives and simplify our needs and desires. Over the years, I have adopted this philosophy, learning to value the little things that often go unnoticed. Enjoying a beautiful sunset, sharing meaningful moments with loved ones, and feeling gratitude for what we already have are practices that can enrich our lives in profound ways. Simplicity does not mean living a life without ambitions or comfort, but rather considering that true wealth lies in our ability to appreciate the present and find contentment with what we have. Therefore, I invite you to consider how you can apply the principle of evaluating simplicity in your own lives. Maybe it's time to simplify your priorities and discover the joy in the simplicity that surrounds us each day. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, taught us that true friendship is one of life's most precious treasures. Over my 50 years of studying and reflecting on Seneca's teachings, this lesson has stood out in a special way. Seneca believed that true friendship is based on virtue and mutual support. It is not driven by selfish interests, but rather by a genuine desire to enrich each other's lives. True friends are those who walk alongside us in good times and bad, who support us when we need it most, and who challenge us to grow as human beings. Along my own journey, I've learned the invaluable value of genuine friendships. They console us in difficult times and bring joy to happy moments. Having true friends by our side helps us face life's challenges with courage and reminds us that we are not alone on this journey. Therefore, I invite you to reflect on your own friendships. Value and nurture relationships that are true and meaningful. And, most importantly, be true friends to those around you, as friendship is one of the greatest sources of spiritual wealth that we can have in our lives. Seneca's fifth and final piece of advice, which I want to share with you, is about the importance of daily reflection. Over my 50 years of learning, I have realized how transformative this practice can be. Seneca encouraged us to do a kind of daily examination of conscience, a time to reflect on our actions, choices, and moral progress. He believed that this regular self-analysis helps us improve our virtue and wisdom. I myself have adopted this practice in my daily life. At night before bed, take time to reflect on what you did during the day. I ask myself if my actions will be controlled with my values and principles. Identify areas where I can improve and plan how I can do that the next day. Daily reflection not only helps us grow as individuals, but also helps us live according to our ideals and values. It keeps us on the path of virtue and helps us avoid repeating mistakes. Therefore, I invite you to consider introducing this practice into your own lives. It doesn't have to be a chore. It can be as simple as a few minutes of quiet reflection before bed. Over time, you may notice how this contributes to your personal growth and a more meaningful and conscious life. In summary, these 5 pieces of advice from Seneca: live in the present moment, control emotions, appreciate simplicity, value true friendship, and reflect daily, are like guides to a richer and more virtuous life. They have been a beacon on my own journey, and I hope they light your path too. As we close this journey through the Stoic counsels of Seneca, I want to express my gratitude for allowing me to share these teachings that have enriched my life over 50 years. I hope these decisions resonated with you the same way they resonated with me. Seneca's Stoicism is not a philosophy of mere words, but rather a philosophy of action. This advice is not just abstract ideas, but practical principles that we can apply in our daily journey. Living in the present moment, controlling our emotions, appreciating simplicity, valuing true friendship, and daily reflection are tools in our toolbox to face life's challenges with wisdom and serenity. I want to encourage you to choose one or more of these pieces of advice and incorporate them into your lives. Allow them to become part of your personal path to a more meaningful and virtuous life. Remember that Stoicism does not teach us to become imperturbable beings, but rather to become better human beings, capable of dealing with life's complexities with resilience, compassion, and integrity. As you apply this advice and continue your own learning journey, I hope you find the same inspiration and transformation that I did. Stoicism is a beacon of wisdom that shines amidst the darkness of uncertainty, and by following its light, we can find a more enlightened path to living our lives. Thank you again for joining me on this journey. I wish you all much wisdom, peace, and modernity in your lives. Continue to explore and apply these teachings, and together we can walk the path of Stoicism to a more meaningful life. Thank you, and see you next time. Before we end this video, I want to express my sincere gratitude for following this conversation about Seneca's Stoic advice. Sharing these teachings with you is an incredible experience, and I am honored to have had this opportunity. If you found value in this video and want to explore the teachings of Stoicism more deeply, or if you have additional questions, I invite you all to subscribe to my channel and leave your comments. I would love to continue this conversation and create more content related to Stoicism and personal growth. Additionally, I ask that you consider sharing this video with friends, family, and anyone else who could benefit from this advice. Stoicism is a philosophy that can enrich many people's lives, and spreading these messages can make a difference in our communities. Finally, I want to remind you that a learning journey is continuous. Just like Seneca, continue to seek knowledge, grow as individuals, and apply these principles in your daily lives. Stoicism is a philosophy that invites us to seek virtue and wisdom throughout our lives. Thank you very much for watching, and I wish you all an enriching journey towards a more meaningful and virtuous life. Until next time, always remember the power of Stoic advice in our lives.